Over the last month, Bitcoin is making a huge bull run and it doesn't stop going up. I see a lot of people saying that it's already too late to buy Bitcoin and that it will crash at any moment. I also see a lot of other people going all in, spending all their money at once, selling their cars, selling their houses, or even taking loans to buy Bitcoin. And the more the price rises, the more people are attracted to buy Bitcoin. But who is right? How do we deal with a market that has such a huge volatility? How do we deal with such big moves, either to the upside or to the downside? And how can we avoid great losses on our money invested? Hey guys, my name is Pedro and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on all the notifications so that you don't miss any video that I release. So let's get started. So I went to CoinGecko to get a history of the Bitcoin moves, and it has history from April to 2013 to the most recent history. Here I kept my history here somewhere in the middle of 2016. So we can see here one of the first bull runs that Bitcoin made. Here at the beginning of its history in April, it was at $135. And then it made a huge bull run, a huge rally to the upside for several months, consecutive months. And in November of 2013, it reached the level of $1,127. After this peak in November of 2013, we saw a huge drop, an 85% drop, that it took roughly 1 year and 1 or 2 months. We saw a big drop, we saw an 85% drop that it took the price from a little bit above $1,000 to as low as $172. And this was a huge drop. 85% drop is not something that usually happens on a market, on a stable market, on a normal market. But the crypto market, it's still a very new market. Imagine how would you feel if you bought Bitcoin right here, right at this top at around $1,000, and how would you feel watching the price going all the way down, down, down until this minimum of 172 and then going slowly up, and you are not even close to break even to your trade, to your position. So you would stay here a long time in a loss and you would be just waiting probably for the price to eventually reach the price where you bought your bitcoins so that you could just get rid of them. There's a lot of pain during this period. There's a lot of negative feelings and you see your money dropping 85% in value. And that's not something that people like to feel. Okay, so now let's take a look of what happened on the next months, on the next years until around here in 2019. Here we can't see exactly, but it was that lowest low of $172 in January of 2015. And the price before this, it made a huge drop from $1,000. It took a long time for the price to continue to increase, and I don't know exactly where it was, probably based on these volumes. This is where the price reached the $100,000 again. And that's where most of people tried to get rid of their bitcoins. And look what happened after that. The price just made another huge bull run, and after breaking the previous peak of $1,000, which was probably here or around this zone, you can see that the price went all the way up almost to $20,000 in December of 2017, and that's where it made another peak. Now imagine again that you bought Bitcoin here at around the 20k level, and then you just see the price going down, 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 and during one full year from 2017 December to 2018 December, you can see another 84% drop. This is really a crazy market with huge bull runs to the upside, but also huge drops to the downside. So how would you feel if you bought Bitcoin here and you see your investment, you see your money dropping 84% in value? You wouldn't feel good, of course. And again, probably if you didn't get rid of your Bitcoins meanwhile, you were just waiting for the price to reach the zone where you made your purchase to get rid of your Bitcoins again. You don't want to feel that pain again. You want to get rid of that pain. So you are just waiting for the price to reach this level. If you didn't sell your Bitcoins meanwhile, you are just waiting for the price to reach your purchase level so that you can get rid of your Bitcoins. But is that the right thing to do? And now let's go to the time where I'm currently recording this video. Okay, this is where we are now, but the concepts that I'm going to teach you doesn't matter if the price is here at the time that I'm recording this video or if it made another move later. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to teach you here is something very important. And these techniques can be used so that you can trade Bitcoin in a professional way. So here again, let's look at beginning. We had $135 price of Bitcoin in 2013. It went up to $1,000 in November of 2013. Then it came down as low as $172. This was that first 85% drop. And then in December of 2017, we can see almost reaching $20,000 and then another big drop here, 84%, until the price peaked down at $3,200. And now we walk forward to the present date. So this last peak of around $20,000, it was broken. Bitcoin price, it broke this last peak, this last level in the end of 2020, and that's where it continued to make another huge bull run to the upside. Should we expect the prices to make another 85% drop like it made in the past at least already 2 times? Is this what it's going to happen? Or is the price still going up, maybe to $100,000, $200,000? Some analysts even target the price at $500,000, $1 million, or even more. So who is right? How do we know when the price is going to peak? How do we know when the price is going to make the big bottom before it continues and makes another huge bull run? So the answer is that we don't really know. Nobody never knows when something is going to peak. Exactly what is the time that something is going to peak and have a huge drop, or exactly where it's the bottom part after the drop that the price will continue to go up again. So if we don't know when the price is going to stop going up, and if we don't know when the price is going to stop a drop and starting to go up again, we need a strategy that can prevent us from potentially have to handle big losses during several years, during a big period of time. If you are a Bitcoin investor, if you believe in Bitcoin, there's much easier strategy that you can use to accumulate your Bitcoin and get rid of the fear of start buying on a peak or trying to get a low to start buying Bitcoin. Forget about this. Let's look at some scenarios. Okay, let's look at the first scenario, someone that starts to buying here. Someone that saw this big, huge bull run of Bitcoin, and when it was attracted, when it saw the price going up so fast, it tried to enter here at this peak and started buying Bitcoin here. And this person, it's Mike. Mike started trading after the December 2017 peak, but he didn't go all in. He just bought $100 of Bitcoin, and he kept doing that every month. So between January of 2018, right after the peak when he started buying Bitcoin, and he didn't know that there was a peak. He just started buying $100 of Bitcoin every single month. And until March of 2021, he accumulated almost zero point 0.5 Bitcoin, spending just $3,900. So this was Mike's strategy, buying 100 of Bitcoin every month. And remember, Mike started exactly at the peak. He didn't know that he was starting at a peak, but that's when he decided to start buying Bitcoin. Now let's look at another scenario. So Mike, during this period, he spent $3,900 buying Bitcoin. And now let's imagine a second scenario. Someone that took this whole money, this $3,900, and that bought Bitcoin but spent this whole amount of money at the same time. So in December of 2017, this person bought $3,900 of Bitcoin. And this person is Joe. He started exactly at the same time that Mike started, after the 2017 peak. He didn't knew that there was a peak there too. So he bought $3,900 of Bitcoin all at once. And how much could he accumulate? Well, since he bought everything at once, he only bought 0.29 Bitcoin, but spent the same amount of money that Mike did. And now let's look at a different scenario. Let's say that someone was actually able to start buying Bitcoin exactly at this bottom, when the price was roughly around $3,000, and that's when the price started to go up, and didn't see this level again. We can say that this person had a kind of luck, but let's see how much money this person would have made if it started buying Bitcoin here. This person is Mary. She bought Bitcoin exactly at the bottom in 2018 December. And the same way as Mike, instead of spending all her money at once, she started buying $100 of Bitcoin every single month. She only spent $2,600, but of course that she started trading right at the last bottom that Bitcoin made, before it made a new huge bull run again. But during that time until the present date, she was able to accumulate 0.3 Bitcoins. So let's compare the three different scenarios. We know that Mike started trading exactly at the peak and buying $100 each month. We know that Joe went all in at that exact same peak where Mike started trading, and we know that Mary was able to start at that very bottom peak. But, well, we can say that she was lucky. She didn't know where to start. She just decided to start at that point. And how much money did they make during this period? Mike was able to accumulate almost half of a Bitcoin. Joe, that spent the same money and started at the exact same time, it was only able to accumulate 0.29 Bitcoin. Mary, that was able to nail that bottom peak, she was able to buy 0.30 Bitcoins. Very similar to Joe. But again, this was kind of luck to be able to catch that very bottom peak. But imagine that big drop didn't happen and the price just keep going up. We can see that the first bull run was very big. Then the price came down after making the first $1,000 peak. Then it went up to $20,000, having a huge drop again. And now it's going up, and it's already at $50,000. So at this point, Is it smart to wait for a big drop again to start buying? What if the price just keeps going up, up, up and goes to very high prices, and that the next drop doesn't even come close to the level at where the price is now? Would you think that someone like Mary, should wait for a drop in the price? She can be missing all this big movement that it's still eventually to come. We never know when the price is going to stop, remember. We never know when the price is going to stop dropping too, remember. So let's look at the conclusions that we can take from these three different scenarios. So let's take a look at the conclusions, and this is my personal approach to buy Bitcoin. The first one is to make regular purchases. Every week, every month, every quarter, doesn't matter very much how much time do you wait from purchase to purchase. You can do it every week, every month, every quarter. Every time that you can save some money, every time that you receive your salary, every time that you receive your paycheck, just save a small amount of that money if you can, and you decide how much money you can save. But after you decide that, you just start making regular purchases. The second point, it doesn't matter when you start, just start. If you don't own any Bitcoin now it's the time to start. Don't wait for a 50% decline or 85% decline like it happened in the past. It may never happen again. We never know. So if you don't own any Bitcoin, just start. Make your first purchase now. And the third conclusion, it doesn't matter the price. Just buy. You always buy the same amount, either if it's $100 every month, $500 every month, $1,000 every month, or even $10 every month. It doesn't matter. You take some of the saves that you get from your paycheck, from your salary, and buy Bitcoin. And if you follow this strategy, this is what it will happen. You see the price of Bitcoin always going up, up, up. And when you make regular purchases, it doesn't matter the price, it doesn't matter when you buy, it doesn't matter how much you are buying, as long as you are buying always the same amount of money, you are regularly buying Bitcoin. So your average buying price increases when the Bitcoin is going up, but it will also decrease when the price is going down. So you take advantage of all these moves, of all these oscillations that the price has, and what do you get? When the price goes up and you spend the same amount of Bitcoin, each time you are buying less Bitcoin. But as the price comes down and you keep buying the same amount of money in Bitcoin, every week or every month you buy more Bitcoin for the same amount of money. That way you can average your average buying price, and that's how over time you can accumulate the amount of Bitcoin that you own. Think about Bitcoin as something that it will keep going up even after we die. Look at Bitcoin like you look at SP 500 charts or like you look at Nasdaq charts. They are there for years, decades, and they keep going up. Of course, there are times where they can go down in value, but that's good because with the same amount of money we can accumulate more. And then there are times where the price just keeps going up until it makes another retracement, another pullback. This is a professional approach to make the most out of your money when you want to invest in something. So my recommendation to you is to be a Mike and not a Joe. If you split your purchases along the time, instead of buying everything at the same time, you'll end up getting a much bigger amount of Bitcoin. So don't go all in, don't be a Joe, and be a Mike. Be smart, be intelligent. This is the professional approach to buy something, to buy any asset, to buy something that grows in value over time, and that's the best way to make the most out of your money. So if you are into Bitcoin, Don't forget these tips and follow them. You'll see that in the long term, in the long run, the amount of Bitcoin that you can accumulate will be much more than the amount of Bitcoin that you would have accumulated if you went all in. Guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. And if you want to make part of my trading community, I have a Discord channel where we talk about cryptos, where we discuss different strategies, where I alert everyone every time that I make a purchase of some Bitcoin or some other altcoin, because I also trade altcoins like Ethereum, like Ether, like Polkadot, and many others. You have all my purchases will be there, and when I take profits, I will mention that too. And if you want to be part of that community, just look at the description of the video. You'll get a link to be able to access that community. Thank you for watching and see you on next video.